Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My names are Peter Oumolo. I work at the Kenya Meteorological Department at the Institute for Meteorological Training and Research, which is also the regional training center for World Meteorological Organization. At the Institute, my key roles is I'm an instructor in ICT and climate data management. And therefore, I'm here to present to you the Climate Data Tools, which is a software for data management from Institute of Research of Columbia, that is the RII. So I'll take you through what is CDT. I'll also take you through how to transform station data from different formats to climate data tool format. And then also, I'll also take you through manipulating CD stations data format. So I'll start with defining what climate data tools is. Climate data tools, CDT, is a set of utility functions for meteorological data quality control, homogenization and merging station data with satellite and other proxies such as reanalysis. All functions are available in the graphical user interface mode. So climate data tool, you can look at it as one of the climate data management tools, but it's mainly focusing on managing data, both station and satellite data. So once we define CDT, how do we install CDT? For you to have the CDT in your laptop. So you can install climate data tools in your Windows laptop. You can also install it if you are using a MacBook. You can also install it on a MacBook machine. You can also, if you are using Unix flavors, any flavor, you can also be able to install it there. So I'll start by installing CDT on Windows computer. So the first thing you need to do is install the R package. CDT is developed using R. So first of all, you need to install R. And how do you install R? So you go to the CRAN website, which is in the notes that will be shared. So you go to the CRAN website. You will see a link there. Download R for Windows. You download the latest version of R. Install the downloaded file. That is, for example, R 4.3.0, Win executable file for Windows. Perform a default installation. So you also need to know that CDT requires R version 4.0.0 or higher. So when you go to the CRAN website, and the link is there, in the website, you install the latest version. But you also need to understand the specs for your laptop. Because if you have a very old Windows version, then R might not work. So you start by installing R by downloading R for Windows from the CRAN website. So once you do that, following the prompts, the next step is to install R tools. So also R tools you need to download from the CRAN website. Then click download R for Windows, and then you download R tools. Download the recommended version of R tools compatible with your R version. So if you downloaded maybe R 4.3, like mine, I'm using R 4.3.2. I already installed the CDT. Then you need to install the R tools version compatible with the R that you've downloaded. Always ensure that it is not below the Windows version that you have. Install the downloaded file, follow the installation instructions displayed on the page. Now, once you do that, you'll see. Then now you install CDT. So CDT is a package in R, Climate Data Tool, CDT in caps. Open R and install a package called DevTools with the install.packages in bracket DevTools. You have to install DevTools in R. Okay. Now you can install the development version of CDT from GitHub and library in bracket DevTools, install _ GitHub regap -RI stock CDT. Okay? And then if you want to install, if you are using a MacBook, a Mac operating system, so there's also a procedure there that you'll be captured the details in my presentation. So I request that I move to how do you transform data from station data to different forms. So so how do you transform data? Okay, So for you to transform data from one form to the other, this is the procedure. This is the procedure. Okay. So in the CDT, once you install all that CDT and is now working, you have to start CDT before you do the transformation of data. So for you to start CDT, you need to follow a procedure. Okay. So you go to, sorry, I think you will edit this. So once you've installed R in your computer, you have to start CDT, and there's a procedure for starting CDT. There's a procedure for starting CDT. So you click R on your desktop. The shortcut for R is normally indicated with capital R. So once you click R, you'll see a pop-up window coming up, the R graphical user interface. So the R graphical user interface have got different menus. You'll see File, Edit, View, Miscellaneous, Packages, Windows, and then Help. So you click Packages. Okay? The first thing you click Packages, and then Load Package. Once you click Load Package, you'll see a number of packages. You'll see a window called Select 1. So you'll see on top is ABIND, and then you look for CDT. Like for my R here, I can see CDT here in capital letters. You pick it, you click it, and then you say OK. So I'm opening CDT. So once you click CDT, you'll see somewhere written to start CDT, use Start CDT. So you highlight Start CDT, and then you copy paste. Okay. So you'll see Climate Data Tool has opened. You are, and up to this point, you don't require internet. You must not be, but when installing CDT, you must ensure that you are connected to the internet, whether Wi-Fi or Ethernet. But starting R, you can use CDT minus the internet, unless you are downloading data. So once CDT opens, you'll see different menus: File, Data Preparation, Quality Control, Grading, Validation, Analysis, and Visualization. And for this one, I'll take you through the different menus for CDT. Okay? So starting CDT, if R is not open yet, open it by clicking on its icon. To run CDT, load CDT package by entering library CDT at the prompt. If you're using R graphical user interface, you can load CDT package by using the menu Packages. Then click the sub-menu Load Package and select CDT from the list. You can start CDT by entering the command Start CDT. And then once you do that, you can be able to see the the CDT user interface as indicated in the notes. When CDT starts, you are presented with the graphical user as shown in the figure below. Now, once you are there, I want to take you through how the CDT main window looks like. The CDT main window, after you select a function from the menu to execute, the graphical user interface is transformed as follows. So you can also see that. So in this graphical user interface, the CDT graphical interface is divided into 7 components. We have one, the menu bar, the toolbar, the loaded files, the input and command panels, map and table view, output message, and the status bar. So all these explanations for the menu bar, what does that do, file, what does file do, data, but I want to jump to data preparation so that we do data format transformation. So under these, you click data preparation, okay? Click data preparation. So when you click data preparation, you'll see different menus: format DT input station data, manipulating CDT station data, access data availability, download the data, and all that up to data format conversion. So for us to transform station data from DT format to CDT format, first of all, you must have the station data from the KMD data section. So once you have that, you click Format CDT Data Format. So you'll see different time steps. You'll see a small window there with different time steps. The one that comes by default is daily data. we have decadal data, we have monthly data, all that. So once we do this, for us, we'll click daily data. Okay? That is the time step you use, and it depends with the data that you use, the station data you use. And then you set the date change, the date range. For the data I have here of 1981, so I'll change this one to 1981 to 2018. Okay? And then the month, I'll pick from January to December. December 2018. And then you click OK. So for the files, you can see multiple files comes by default. But I'll pick single file because my data, currently I want to use one data. And then you click input file setting. Yeah, so also I forgot to tell you that you need to create a folder. There's a working folder that you need to have in your desktop. So for me, I have a working folder called KMD December 2024. And with that one, you can also to configure this in R. And for you to do the configuration after the installation, there's configuration icon here. Okay? So if you click it like that, you'll see a window coming up here. CDT configuration, spatial, that is these ones, longitude, this is the coordinates. These are the coordinates for Kenya. Longitude for Kenya is 32 degrees east, 43 degrees east, and then the latitude is -6 degrees south and 6 degrees south. So those are the coordinates for Kenya. So if you are in a different country, you can be able to use what you need to know, be sure. But these are for Kenya, and these things are editable. You can see I can be able to change this the way I want. So you can put the one for your country. Because if you use for a different country, you'll not be able to get the right outputs. Okay, so this one also, if you want to use a different language, you can also be changed here. The language here, you can see here, there's English, there's French, and all those options. Missing values for code is -999, and then anomaly missing values is -9999. The files here also you can be able to, for our data, we use .csv, that is the comma separated values. Yeah, so all these things you need to do that before you start using CDT. Now, for us to transfer station data to CDT, there's the working directory folder. So for me, I have data, and then you can see here I have satellite data. For these folders, you can see the work I've been doing, interpolation and all that. But for you to transfer station data, you can see I have Kenya Dummy Daily 1981 to 2020, PPT 1981 to 2019, all this. So I'll pick any. I'll pick maybe precipitation 1981 to 20. That is what I'll use, station data, and convert it to CDT. So minimum percentage of available data, 1, and this one means 100. You can see if you bring your cursor here, minimum percentage of non-missing values of the station series to be accepted. So you see CDT has made it very easy. If you just bring your cursor here, you can it explains what that means. Date range, all this. So all these things are explained if you just hover your cursor. So the date range I've already picked. I'll return this one. 1 is the same as 100. So my file, I'll use one file. But you can also pick multiple files. But I'll use one file because that's what I want to do. And then input file setting. This is where now you set the input files that you have. So you pick it, and then you'll see coordinates included in the data. Latitude, longitude. Yeah, it has coordinates. And then for the data, I'll pick the data from my working folder, station data. And then I pick precipitation, 2018 to 2019. So for the delimiters, you look at the data. So you can see this data is comma separated. I pick that delimiter. And then the import row, I'll start from station ID, is the first column, that one. And you can see this one, you can always change depending on how your data is. So you just pick 1 as the station ID. Of course, I'll pick the data, the comma delimiter. And then here, first row as header, station ID, station name, all that. So I'll say true. And then missing value, if you look at my data, You can be able to see there are some -9, -9. Then you say okay. And then for the my data column number, 31 columns. If they are decadal, you'll find that there are a number of columns. So every data have got a number of columns. If you look at your data column index, column ID, column that this is the station D is 1, that is okay. The longitude in my data is column 2. So for my data is 1, station ID, station name, latitude. So longitude is column 4. So even this one, I'll change it to column for longitude is 4 as per my data. Latitude is which column? 1, 2, 3. So that is column 3. I'll also change this one to column 3. Column 3. And then column year is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one you pick from, you look from your data is 7. You change that one to 7. And then the month is 8. Okay? You pick 8. So you check again. The data starts from which column? So from my data here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? 9. So the data start from day 1. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the data starts from column 10. You put that one 10 there. And then you check again and compare with your data. So if there is elevation included in your data, you check that icon. And then you say, okay. Now, where do you want to save this aggregated data? So for me, I'll pick the data, and then I pick CDT data. So I'll want to save this because the data I want to come, and then you give it a name. So this is precipitation 19. So this is the file of my converted CT data to 2019. So that's the name I'll give, and you can see here is a CSV file. Don't pick all files, always ensure this is CSV. So you say save, and then you say okay. So after that, you have to execute. Here, this icon here, this green icon. Then you'll see something is happening until it shows you converted successfully. So you have to give it time. Once it is done, you will be able to see data converted successfully. So you can see the green writings here at the base of the graphical user interface. Conversion of CDT data finished successfully. You need to be having a working directory. So all that data, whatever you do in CDT, will be going to that directory. So that is the first thing. You have to create a directory and then link configure CDT to it. So if you come to CDT data, you will be able to see precipitation 1981, 2019, and you can see it's today at 11:45 a.m. So once we convert that data to CDT, the next step is to manipulate this data. You can be able to now manipulate this data to different format. You come back to data preparation. Then there's this option, manipulating CDT station data. So that data that already we converted just now, you can now be able to manipulate it. You can see I'm manipulating CDT station data. So there are different options here. Merge multiple CT data set. You can also do filtering. You can also do selecting CD data. So for us, we do the merging. Now, here we have, we pick it from here, the CDT data. I remember we have this folder here. So the data we have just converted is this one here. This data that we have just converted, it is this one. We'll pick it, okay? And then also, we can also pick, we can pick that. Okay, so once you pick it, you'll pick comma. So at this point now, you don't have to change this one. You just retain it at false. Okay, then after that, CDT station data format 2. We can also pick it, another one, CDT data, this one. Then for this one, I can pick CDT Station Daily, which I converted. You can also pick that one. You retain those options. You say OK. And then if you have a different option, you can always add. But for me, I'll stop there. Where do I want to save this folder? I also want to save it as a file to save, merge the data. So I'll save it under CDT, okay? But I'll pick a folder, merged, give it a name, merged data, okay? You retain this one as CFV, merged data, merged data, precipitation, okay? Merged data precipitation, okay? So you say save, and then you say okay. So once you do that, you execute. So you can see here, if you see this one without error, it means merging that data. So you can see here, combining CD station data finished successfully. So it means that I've done the merging of the data. And if you come back to your folder here, you know, you can be in CDT. You can see merged, this one here, merged data. And you can open it and see the merged data, okay? So once we finish merging the data, you can also do data preparation, and then also we see how we can be able to filter. Filtering means you want to maybe remove some errors in the data, things that does not, outliers and all that. So you come to input CDT station data. So we can also pick the CDT data we have already converted from the working folder. This one. We can decide to filter that data for precipitation, because that is what we have been using. Yeah, so under manipulating CDT station data format, we have done the merging, we have done the filtering, and the folders are in our working directory, the CDT data. So I'll do manipulating CDT station data, and then we have selecting CDT station data. So if we pick that, you can be able to see CDT station data number 1. So we just pick this data, if they're already there, but you can pick them from the CDT data here, CDT data, and you can be able to pick. For me, because I've been using with the precipitation, I pick that one, comma as a delimiter, you retain that, you retain all that. And then here also you can pick the second one, precipitation data, CDT data. I can also pick precipitation daily, another data. You pick the delimiter, comma, you retain all that. You pick that one. And then here, filter station with non-missing values. This is the thing you can always change. File data, where do you want to save it? You also come back to data, CDT, and pick that one. You can give it a name. This is a selected CDT data. CDT data. So you have to give it a name like that, and then you save. So you can see all these options. The first one is my first data, precipitation. Second one is also precipitation, different ones. Filter station with non-missing values, 20. You can put 100, any value that you're okay with you. And then you say okay. So once you do that, you execute. And you can see it is successful. So thank you so much for the first module 1. In case of any clarifications, I'll be glad to explain further. The notes will be online in case of for further details. And see you in the next module, module 2 tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.